Audrey, why don't you go?
Okay, thank you. I think what I would like to say first is one of the most important public health problems that we're struggling with is babies dying from sepsis. So that is when a baby has an organism in his blood, and we need to treat the baby with antibiotics to help.
Okay.
And even though over many years we've really managed to reduce the deaths in children, we've not been able to do the same for babies.
Wow.
And infections in babies is actually one of the top 3 reasons that babies die. So this is an incredible project that has brought together many different African and European countries to try and see if we can strengthen our approach towards neonatal sepsis. And we are running 2 trials within the study where we're looking at antibiotics that we can use that can help fight infections in babies. And together with that, there's lots of extra activities going on, teaching happening, strengthening of the North-South collaboration. We are engaging with stakeholders, government agencies to also see if these medicines work, how can we bring it into our countries so that we can help the little ones. And we are all really just very fortunate, grateful to be here and very passionate about the cause.
How has the process been so far, Professor Amuasi? Yes. Let's look into that aspect as well. How has it been?
Well, I mean, just as Adrie said, I mean, this is a really critical issue and particularly important because we have these children, when we say neonates, we mean within the first 28 days of life. Because they're new on the earth, their systems are not primed to be able to fight against infections. So fortunately, they are the most vulnerable. And so they're most vulnerable to these infections, and yet being able to understand how these infections impact them and find the right treatments, we know very little about this, very surprisingly. So what we've done is to try to put together studies. I'm not a neonatologist, not a pediatrician. I'm just a simple doctor. But I engage more in teaching and in doing research. So we are researching to understand what are the best drugs, what are the options that we have, how do they work, so we can have a more targeted approach. So it's like being able to put a target on something that you want to shoot rather than just spraying bullets anyhow. We're trying to just get a target and shoot in this case to really kill. You want to kill those pathogens to make sure that the baby lives. And that's what we've been doing. The work has started in South Africa. You've already started recruiting. The work is going to happen in Ghana at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. It's going to happen in Tanzania. In Uganda, they've also started recruiting. That's right. And in Kenya as well. That's right. And then in other parts of the world like Bangladesh, Vietnam, India, Pakistan, they are going to be part of this. So this is huge. It's not just Africa, but it's other parts of the world, especially what we call resource-constrained settings. So we're expecting that the knowledge that we gain is going to make a big difference to how we treat these infections in babies. And as she mentioned, it's among the top 3 causes of death, including in Ghana. It's actually our 3rd highest cause of death in babies. So if we understand this and we can fix it, it's going to make a huge difference to child survival, not only in Ghana but across the world in low middle income countries.
My next question would be, Professor Adrie, I will come to you.
No problem.
But is Ghana ready for this?
I believe we are, and as I mentioned already, this has been done in Ghana, Tanzania, Uganda, South Africa, Kenya. So we are actually the only country in West Africa where this clinical trial is taking place. It is not for any mean reason that Ghana was selected to be a part of this. So what will happen is that we'll have kind of first-hand knowledge, and the information that we gather is going to be applied to other parts of Africa and to the world in general. So we're really at the cutting edge here.
So, Professor Adrie, South Africa has already started recruiting. How is that going? How is that looking like?
I'm going to answer you, but just to first link to Prof, if I may.
Yes, sure.
I just want to say that we've got very few antibiotics at the moment that we can actually use to treat these infections. And the WHO has used ampicillin and gentamicin for more than 30 years. And what's been happening, and I'm sure everyone here knows, is that there's increasing resistance to antibiotics, AMR. And what's been happening is that the antibiotics that we have is not working against the infections anymore. And that's why there's such an urgent need for this trial, because this trial we'll be looking at other antibiotics that's never been used in this population, and it will give us more options, which is something we desperately need. In all of these resource-constrained settings, gram-negative organisms is really what our problem is, and the drugs that we have available today does not really cover these kind of infections. So that is why we are so excited, and that's why we're at the cutting edge, as you mentioned, to really make a difference, you know, if this trial would work. I also just want to say that the trial in total is going to include 3,000 babies, which is like one of the biggest, you know, neonatal randomized controlled trials worldwide. And many of the sites are going to have enrolled 200 or more babies. So it's really going to be representative of Africa and of Southeast Asia. So we were the guinea pigs in South Africa in Cape Town. We were the first. So hopefully we've sorted out some of the glitches, and hopefully we will make it easier also for other people to enroll. So it's not been without challenges, but I think we're starting to understand the trial better, and I think we've learned some lessons. And currently we've enrolled 54 babies. So it's going
wonderful. That's wonderful. It is great news, isn't it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, progress is happening. Now, let's look at the General Assembly, the event itself. It started yesterday and it's ending today.
That's right.
How did yesterday go?
Well, I'd say it went very well. We had a series of presentations sort of recapping how far we've come, trying to understand where everybody is, discuss all the challenges and how we can improve on doing things. So we had 30 to 40 scientists, project managers and others from several countries across Europe and Africa coming together for these discussions yesterday. And today as well, we'll be engaging in these discussions right from the studios. We'll be heading back to continue with these. And all this is with the aim of making sure we are streamlined. We're doing the best science possible. We are troubleshooting real time so that the knowledge we generate, we can have confidence in it, and we can transmit this to the policymakers to make the right decisions that will impact on the lives of these little ones. So I'd say we're very proud in Ghana to be able to host this General Assembly meeting. It's been hosted in South Africa, I remember, also in Tanzania last year, and we are hosting in Ghana this time. So it's really a really important time for us as scientists and researchers, clinical trialists here in Ghana.
What are we looking at, in the upcoming years? How are we looking at things in the upcoming years?
So I think that's an important question, and I think one of the nice things for me of this project, it's not only the trial, it's all the rest that's happening around it. You know, like there's specific work packages that's engaging, for example, with the parents, you know, trying to see what do they want, what are their needs, you know, and at the same time, you know, we're talking to the policymakers. So we're really looking at legacy and at sustainability, because what the SNIP-Africa wants is not only to stop this initiative once the trial finished, but to see how can we grow this, how can we continue to make a difference in the lives of the baby.
And if I may add, Adrie, we're also looking at how much is going to cost, what are the cost implications. So not just, these are the best medicines that work for these children, but what does it mean for the purse? So this trial is really all encompassing, because at the end of the day, you want the medicines to get to those who need them. And a lot of those who need them don't have the means. So we'll already have information that can feed into how this can plug into national health insurance, how this can inform health financing priorities in various countries and so on. So we're really happy about this work. It's really all encompassing.
And
Don't worry, Kylie, go ahead.
I want to perhaps just highlight this point, because if you look at the resistant organisms causing infection, you can think of it in two ways. You can either use older drugs, which we're repurposing, that's what we're doing, and that's why that has the potential to be cost effective in settings that we all live in. Or you can look at like the American kind of settings with the very new latest antibiotics that are thousands of dollars, and that's not necessarily acceptable. So I think it's so important to highlight that we are doing a trial for Africa in Africa.
Yes, and I'm actually excited about that, because one of the challenges that we face here, most especially in Ghana, when it comes to our health, is the fact that a lot of people shy away from these sort of things because of the costs.
Yes.
They get scared. It could be, what if it's so expensive? What if I can't afford it? Right. Everybody, deserves quality health care, don't they? Exactly. Especially the babies. They really do. So,
Most especially.
yes, most especially the babies. So congratulations to you on this, beautiful initiative. It's wonderful. How long has this been?
So we are 2.5 years.
Ah,
yes,
nice.
yes. Yeah. And I think what's really exciting about, because we have these meetings yearly, in the beginning it was a lot about the planning, but now the results are starting to come in, and now we're starting to see what's actually happening and where we are showing an effect.
So in the next 2.5 or so years, we'll have knowledge that we never knew before. We're excited about how this is going to translate into how we change the way we take care of babies who have these infections. So we're really excited.
You see, Prof is becoming a neonatologist.
I wish. I was once a baby.
When he started talking, he wanted to make it clear that he... I don't need it now.
He's got the passion.
No, it's not going to work. Today, is it open for, people to maybe witness, have a few, what exactly?
Well, I think I wish, but it's going to be boring for the most part for the general public. It's really hardcore science and project management and stuff like that. So it's really just for the scientists to discuss and look at how we're doing things and troubleshoot and that kind of thing. I think there'll be a time for kind of an open forum where the general public can get to know more about what we're doing.
And we can give dissemination of the findings. We would love that.
That wouldn't be bad at all. So is there any other information you want to put out there?
Well, just to say that here in Ghana and across Africa, we're trying to do the best science possible in collaboration with colleagues across the continent, colleagues in Europe. And this is the way we do things, really collaborating, sharing knowledge, and doing the best for the people we are called to serve. And I think this is worthy of support and encouragement, and just to reassure the Ghanaian public that our scientists are hard at work trying to find out what works, what doesn't work, and we will pass on this information to our decision and policymakers who will make the best of it and will improve health for all in Ghana, especially the little ones.
The little ones is very important.
No, I'm just also grateful that we can be part of it, that we can share our knowledge with one another, and that we can strengthen one another. We all have different skills, and it's incredible to be part of this consortium where we can learn from one another and where we can really produce robust science.
Indeed.
Professor Bekker, is this your first time in Ghana?
Yes.
How was it so far? I hope you're treating you good.
And very well, lovely, and we had a fantastic dinner last night.
What was it that you had?
There were lots of different things that we tasted, so it wasn't only one thing, but the food was amazing.
Okay, thank God. Thank God we're giving you a wonderful reception. We hope to be seeing you more often.
Definitely.
Okay, great.